Yo, so how's my little ponies doing today? It's Pone, and as you can tell, we are not in the middle of a ground war game. Just the matchmaking really got messed up, and we're playing 4v8 right now. We go the entire game 4v8. We get our asses handed. We realize what's going on. I'm actually on my noob account. I'm trying to level this up. You guys can see the name in there. You'll notice that the reason I don't have my diamond camos on and everything looks a little bit different is because I'm using my with my penis account. And you guys are like, oh, what's that? Oh my god. And I'm pretty sure I've told you about the with my penis thing. If not, I'll save that for the end of the video. But one thing I do want to talk to you guys about during this one is actually about sex, if you guys should wait for it and stuff like this. I've talked similarly about things in this before, but I decided to, I guess, upgrade it and talk a little bit more about it, about what it's like to wait for sex and virginity and all of that stuff. And I've even told you guys about how I lost my virginity, the story they're building up to. And I felt like sharing that again because I think the last time I told that story, I had like 40k subs. It was a long time ago, and I bet only about 10 of you guys remember that story. And it was actually a pretty entertaining one. Will Smith was there. Yep, like the actor. Right. And it was a very, very adventuresome time for me when I was dealing with, you know, puberty and girls and all this stuff, and it was just really, really crazy. And I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm a sharing person. I'm a giver, okay? I'm a giver. Sit on my face. Let's go. So, basically, you know, my thoughts on saving yourself, you know, one thing that I had built my life on, my relationships on, was that I was never ever going to have sex with a girl if I couldn't see her being the mother of my children. If I couldn't see myself marrying this woman, I'm not going to fuck her. I fooled around with a couple girls before my wife, and that was about it. I never actually had intercourse with any of them. Plenty of opportunities were there. I never took them. I don't know why. I just, you know what I mean? It just felt wrong. I wanted it to be right. You know, I was that whole fucking I was just, you know what, you know, Sparks is gonna write a book about my life right here, and I was just one of those guys that wanted it to be magical. Yeah, I said that. That's okay. Take away my man card. It's all right. I wanted it to be special, and I decided to choose, and I chose to wait. I think there were a couple different girls that I had an easy opportunity to do that with, and I don't know if it was a turnoff because it was easy, or I just wasn't interested in them, or because I was young. I can't tell you exactly what it was, but none of it just felt right. And I guess that's what it comes down to, feelings and anything, because what you got to know about this, whether or not you're saving yourself for somebody, for marriage, for religion purposes, for just your beliefs, morals, whatever it is, there's no right and wrong answer. Anybody that fucks 20 guys before they're 15, that's their choice. If anybody, you know, saves himself and doesn't have sex till they're 25 and married, that's their choice. There's no right or wrong, better or worse, any of that kind of stuff. In all honesty, it always comes down to that. And a lot of people ask me all the time, are you happy with what you did? I am. And, you know, you get, when you're saving yourself, when you're trying to wait for that person, you hit a couple obstacles. Obviously, the temptation and the opportunities there, like, oh my god. I mean, and then you have to worry about the regret. Do you think you're going to regret not tapping that before it's all done, right? That's one thing that you got to deal with. That's one thing you got to be okay with, is, you know, that those opportunities that slip by. And then with the peer pressure and your friends, you know, like all my friends, you know, I had the chance to be with the hottest girl in our high school one time. I thought she was a lesbian. She was with a girl for a while, and she was actually bi. She broke up with her girlfriend in 2 years, and she was on the rebound and wanted to be with me. And I was like, no. Okay, at first I was like, what, are you just kidding, right? I thought she was trolling me, right? And but she actually wanted to be with me, and I told her no. And for not only that, but because she was a friend, it was a rebound. I wasn't going to do that. But honestly, what it came down to was the situation was I just didn't feel comfortable with some of those opportunities, and my friends never ever let that down. Dude, you had the chance to fuck her. Why did you not fuck her? Turn off the lights, tag me, and I'll sneak in. I'll come out from under the bed and I'll fuck her for you, bro. I'll throw such awesome dick, dude. She's gonna be in a coma, a dick coma. You know, my friends, you know how guys are, like, oh my god, I can't believe you let that pass. It's like the worst thing you've ever done, dude. And it really was. You know, people are like judgmental on what you decide. You know, if everything's about sex when you grow up when you're kids. You know, oh my god, I got my first pube. Let's fucking share this on Twitter. I mean, when you're younger, there's so much, I guess, pressure on what you need to do and what people think's right. And with the age, everything's going. Disney Channel telling all these girls they got to dress like sluts and make sure their lip gloss is popping. You know what I mean? Everything is changing, and all these people feel like that sex is the only way to do anything. You know, 20 years ago, the number one reason for marriages falling apart was money. Now, the number one reason is because of sex. That's the number one reason because of divorce nowadays, and it's a crazy rate, too. It's like 65% of marriages fall apart because of bad sexual problems, and that's lack of communication, honestly, but They're just going to complain and whine at each other. Her saggy titties are just not doing it for me anymore. His limp dick, you know what I mean? It just gets into that kind of phase. And sex is everything, and eventually sex fades off. When you get old, it's not going to be the same. And, you know, you got to build a foundation. You got to make sure it means something. I waited, and I've only ever slept with one woman, and that's my wife. And I'm never ever going to change that. I mean, that's just how I am. I dated plenty of girls. I didn't know how to treat Amanda when she came along. You know what I mean? I was in that phase where I just got out of a bad relationship. I got used for sexual things, and then I came back into the game, and I just wanted to mess around. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If every girl I know on is going to be, you know, cutthroat or cheat on me or anything like that, then I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to have fun. And during that period is when I met Amanda. That period changed everything, because then I was forced to the not only the responsibility but the decision to make. Do I wait and tell her I don't want to be with her, and then, you know, potentially lose one of the best women I've ever known and my potential wife? Or do I just like straight skip out on her and have fun right now, and maybe she'll be that later? You know what I mean? And I sacrificed at that time, even though that's what I wanted to do. I sacrificed messing around, having fun, sleeping with all these random women because I fell in love. And I couldn't, that's the moment. When you know you're in love, it's because it's the moment where you realize that you can't live without somebody. That's when I knew. I mean, we've had some rough troubles, rough humps, whatever you want to call them, patches, and it's okay. And I'm glad we waited. We were young. I think she was 16, I was 18, something along the lines of that. We were really, really young. She was really shy. We've never been with anybody before, anything like this. And I told her I'd wait. I mean, you know, I got out of a relationship where I started fooling around with another girl, you know what I mean? And then at that point, you're like, you know, after you start doing that, it's kind of weird to not go back to it, you know what I mean, to stop doing that. And I tried my best. I told her we could just hold off and not do any of that kind of stuff. And I really would have waited for her. If she wanted to wait a year or two until we got married, I would have waited. Would have sucked dick, but I would have waited. And at one day, you know, she got really aggressive, and one thing led to another. We took it to my bedroom and turned off the lights. And at the time, I was working at Blockbuster. This is where Will Smith comes into effect. I was younger, and this is when the movie I Am Legend came out. You remember him and his dog, his German Shepherd? I remember, because they looked at me the whole time when I lost my V-card. So I kept that. There was a giant cardboard cutout of Will Smith and that dog with I Am Legend titled, standing above me and my wife as we had sex, and it freaked her out. It was dark, and then all of a sudden she looks up and there's a big black eye standing over her, and she made me, you know, put him in the hallway. Right? Come on, Will Smith, man, dude, come on. We're getting jiggy with it, bro, and you just watch me throw my Hancock down, and he's just, yeah, I did that. I went there. I did that in the last video, too, because it's just juicy. But that's what happened. I mean, it just came together. I would have waited. I wanted to wait, and it paid off. I mean, you have that temptation about worrying, you know what I mean? At the same time, I understand if you're wanting it to be really, really special with somebody, there's nothing wrong with getting some sexual experience, because a lot of guys are nervous. A lot of guys' first times can really suck. And have many issues, and what it really comes down to is love and comfort, and you got to make sure you do it and work together with somebody. And you know, every guy is got this fear of fucking up during sex or having problems or anything like that. And my dog's downstairs just fucking annoying me, and that's one thing that you had to deal with. So I understand, you know. I mean, even if you want a little experience under your belt and you want to perform as best as you can for your girl, that's one thing too. But, you know, I think caring and feelings really, really do come into effect. I think that's the only important part of being sexually active or anything like that, because I don't think any of the other stuff really, really fucking matters. So, you know, I'm glad I waited. I encourage people to do it. Now, there's no right or wrong, understand that. Or messing around beforehand, do whatever you want, honestly. It doesn't really matter. But, you know, I want to thank you guys for watching. I also wanted to tell you guys the backstory, because a lot of people ask me, Pone, what's the WMP in your clan tag stand for? The WMP, why is your name With My Penis? And it all stands for With My Penis. And now, since we've just been extremely sexual the entire video, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's my version of That's What She Said. So anytime you're like, oh my god, I was up so late last night, then you say, with my penis. You see that, right? I threw that grenade right there. With my penis. And that's just how you use it, guys. Start using it, share it with your friends. Wear the WMP clan tag. I see you rocking that WMP clan tag in game. I'm going to pick you up. You know what? That's what you got to do now. That's what you got to do. So I want to thank you guys for watching. That's just been my little story on it. You know, I don't think there's a reason to wait unless you really, really want to. And at that point, you need to respect that. I know a lot of guys will beat you down for it, that you need to get around and sleep around and get as many chicks as you can. And, you know, there is no right and wrong behind that. I just wanted to put that out there. So thanks for watching, guys. We tried our best to come back. We did pretty decent against 8 people. But again, thanks for watching. Peace out, guys. Get it.